Hi, welcome, welcome, welcome. Debz Cooper, global stressologist. Now I'm looking down here because clearly I'm in a hotel room and not my normal office. So I'm trying to figure out technology. Technology is my friend. Technology is my friend. And as soon as we go live here, I'm just going to make sure I can go live on my phone so that I can actually see your messages today. I'm going to try something a little bit different. But welcome. Thank you for joining me. As today I'm going to talk about stop shrinking to keep the peace. Oh, doesn't that just sound doesn't it sound heavy? Are you finding you're actually shrinking to keep the peace? Because for me, even I didn't think I was doing it, but this year it's been more and more and more evident. And when someone said to me, "Are you on eggshells around certain people?" And I'm like, that's what I say to people. So we know those ones when we actually feel like inside we're on eggshells and we're not choosing to speak up or even show our energy just to get things moving. Right, right, I've got this going. I've got this going. Uh, oh, I can say hi to Shari and hi to Danny. I can see that. I just can't see that there. So we'll just leave those there for a moment. But I'd love you to drop in the chat if you're here watching a replay, or if you're here, which you're clearly not right now because you're actually watching live if you are, and hashtag replay. But let me know if you're live and where you are in the world. That would be awesome. Fantastic, fantastic. Grab your note-taking device, whatever that is. I don't even have anything here. I can't even show you a pen, a pencil, whatever it is, because I'm going to crack on and talk about this stop shrinking to keep the peace, because this is not just in our personal world. This is in our personal world with our children, with our family, but it's also in our business world as well. And it's also with, even when I was flying over here, I could feel myself going, come on, just hold it in. Don't say anything to the person beside you. Just keep it contained. And I realized I was shrinking, even just everyday life, which it could be your personal business world, but just everyday life where we think we're going. Okay, we are good to go. We are good. I can see Gail's on. Thanks very much. So let's crack on. I'm going to do this one a little bit differently here. So trust me if you've seen all my others. I'm just trust how this is going to work. So I want to talk about first is how to recognize the signs that you're shrinking, because I wasn't aware of them. I wasn't aware of them until somebody else said it to me. Now I say to people, are you on eggshells? I say that often, but until somebody called me out on it, I went, no. Oh, actually. So these are the signs that come up. You say yes, but you mean no. I can't even think of that. You avoid sharing your opinion. You apologize just to end tension. Are we feeling this? And you replay conversations wondering if you upset somebody. You know, when you get into bed at night and you're like, oh, I should have said that, or I could have said that, or maybe you don't. Maybe you go, actually, they bloody needed it. Whatever that is. But so let me give you an example of this. So you agree to a family event or agree to an event even when you're exhausted. Even when you're exhausted. But what happens is you then resent everyone by the time you actually arrive. Have we all had one of those? Because I can clearly think not so much family, but definitely business, or definitely things, and that comes into obligation, and that's just a whole new ball game. So how to resolve this is you pause before answering. You don't have to say yes straight away. So you can say, let me get back to you. And you do not have to put a time frame on that. Let me get back to you in 3 days' time. Let me get back to you in 5 minutes. You don't have to put a time frame on it. Just simple, let me get back to you. And even just saying that allows you to start feeling like, yeah, actually I have started to take that little bit of control back to me. So you're going to keep practicing these all week. The other is you're going to keep a did I shrink tracker. Did I shrink tracker? And just be aware, just start looking. You know, you can put it on your phone, you can put it anywhere, but even just a shrink tracker for 7 days. Just till next week, till I do my next Facebook Live. But even just going, actually, did I shrink? And you'll start to see a pattern. And the other one is to practice saying a soft, actually, that doesn't work for me today. But you're going to do it out loud daily. Now, whether you do it to yourself, but just start practicing, even say to your partner or somebody close to you, just let them know I'm going to start doing this. So you just be normal, but don't be offended, because I'm just going to start practicing this until you feel comfortable to do it outside your house. So practice saying a soft, actually, that doesn't work for me. Actually, that doesn't work for me. That's it. There's no excuse needed. How does that feel? Just even just how to recognize those signs. I think that's just an alertner on its own. So the next one is why keeping the peace often means sacrificing inner peace. Well. So these are the signs you've got here. You're calm on the outside. You can feel yourself calm on the outside, but you're actually got butterflies going on inside, and there's that anxiousness, so that tight tension. There's that little thing going on inside. You know, when you have that anxiousness and it's butterflies, you don't know if it's good butterflies or bad butterflies or what they are. But you're calm on the outside, but your inside is telling you something differently. The other thing is you avoid certain people because you can't be yourself. Or you avoid certain people because you can't be yourself. That's a kicky one. Or you feel numb or resentful, but can't name why. You feel numb or resentful when you can't name why. Even that, can you feel these things stirring up inside you? So here's an example: is you stayed in a work team and they overrid your ideas. Yeah, and you call it choosing peace, but actually you're losing sleep and you're feeling invisible. You're actually losing sleep and feeling invisible. Yeah, I can feel that. I know when I was thinking about this this week, putting this together, I was like, oh, I can feel this. This is even uncomfortable for me, who is a speaker, to speak up my truth. But sometimes I'm just like, you know what? Just not a worthy opponent, as Tony Robbins once said. So to resolve this, how to resolve this actual here, is ask yourself daily, am I at peace or just quiet? Now, I know if there's people who understand Dr. Demartini's work, the peace word is going to challenge you. I'm going to be very honest, the peace word is challenge you. But remember, this is just a word. This is just a word. So you can change that word peace to serenity or whatever you'd like to call it. But am I at serenity or just quiet? Or am I at peace or just quiet? So please don't get triggered by that word peace. It's just a word. It's just a word in the dictionary. So the other thing is, you can journal. What did I swallow today? And when I talk about swallow, I'm not talking about what you actually literally swallow. It's actually what did I just hold in and swallow and just accept today? What was that? Just to make you aware. And you know, again, 7 days till the next Facebook Live. Just for this week, it just allows you to go, actually, I can see certain patterns and I can see what's going on. So also remember that the real peace that we're going for, or serenity, actually includes you, not just others. Because we all know it's about putting your own oxygen mask on first before you hand it to others. So remember, the real peace, or serenity I'd like to call it, includes you, not just others. So the other one I'm going to talk about is the simple sentence that lets you speak up without confrontation. The simple sentence that lets you speak up without confrontation. Now, who's obviously thinking about this? They're like, oh, I wonder what this simple sentence is. And it's not no. It's not no. No is a full sentence. No is a full paragraph on its own. So the signs for this one is you feel something is off, but you don't want to cause a scene. You feel something is off, but you don't want to cause a scene. And you rehearse this is my favorite one. I was thinking about this last night. You rehearse what you're going to say, but you don't actually say it. You rehearse what you're going to say, but you actually don't say it. Ouch, 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 ouch. The other thing is you have a fear that you're going to be misunderstood, so you actually just stay silent. You just have a fear that you're going to be misunderstood and you just stay silent. So here's a real life example. You're used to saying yes to weekend overtime. So think of this in work, and you're used to saying yes, but one day you say, I need a rest this weekend, so I'll pass on this shift. And the beautiful part about it is when you start speaking this and you have that for yourself, your boss, mentor, whoever, they respond with gentleness because they actually respect you for speaking up. And they also know that you've done a lot of overtime and it's okay, but you are the weakest link that they just come to you. So to resolve this, you can use tips, phrases that are like, here's what works for me. Here's what works for me. And there's this directness and this straightness, and it's just spoken with true love. Here's what works for me. And there's no listen here, you. There's no ego, there's no nothing. It's just like, here's what works for me. Back to yourself. The other one is, I hear you and I see it differently. I hear you and I see it differently. And we all want to be seen, heard, acknowledged. Seen, heard, acknowledged. Now, Danielle and Holly, that's for you. Seen, heard, acknowledged, when we think about that one. It's just that simple. Because you want to be seen, heard, acknowledged, they want to be seen, heard, acknowledged. You don't have to agree with them. That's when confrontation actually can blow. But if you can see, hear, and acknowledge, so I hear you and I see it differently. Simple, simple. You can also say, by taking your essence back, is I'd like to pause this and revisit it tomorrow. I'd like to pause this and revisit it tomorrow. And it just allows you to start looking at things going, actually, there is a resolution to let me speak without confrontation. And the other one is you can role play with a friend or a mirror, just to build your essence up. Just to build your essence up and just go, actually, this can work, this can work, this can work. The next one is how to stay calm when others react emotionally. Okay, so I'm still learning. I've been in my business 19 years and I'm still learning when this happens. So here's some signs for you. So you freeze or fawn when someone gets loud. You later say, I wish I'd handled that better. I wish I'd handled that better. How many people have done that? Yeah, I wish I'd handled that better. And the other one is you take your emotional storm as a sign that you did something wrong. You take that emotional storm as a sign you did something wrong right here, right now. I did wrong and I should not have reacted. So here's a quick thing, a real life example. So you told a relative that you couldn't lend the money again and they raged. You know, that person who goes, I want some money, and they raged. So you just pause, you breathe, and you say calmly, I get that you're angry, I'm staying with my decision. I get that you're angry, but I'm staying with my decision. And that is a very firm no, but it's also putting those boundaries in place. But it's actually a beautiful boundary, and you're not shrinking during this time. And they're also not going to shrink from this either. This is not firing of machine guns at people. So the resolution to this is you're going to repeat inside, this is their reaction, not my responsibility. This is their reaction, not my responsibility. And the other thing is you can drop your shoulders and you can unclench your jaw and you can slow your breath. So when you're feeling like you're about to, just drop your shoulders a little bit and you can unclench your jaw, because there'll also be other body parts that are very tense and tight too. Don't forget those ones. But also just slow your breath down. Slow your breath down. And remember, it's not yours to hold on to. It's not yours to hold on to. I think that's a great one to remember, that when people fire. So when I talked to a gentleman yesterday at lunch, and he was saying he visualizes, which I thought was a really cute one. It's a nice one. He said he visualizes his happy place. And I've heard people talk about that. So visualize being a lighthouse. And we talked a little bit about this. Visualize being a lighthouse and be steady but not swayed. This is where I am. I'm a lighthouse and I'm going to my happy place and I'm going to be steady with this, but I'm not going to be swayed like a yachting flag. The other thing I'm going to talk about is what to do when guilt creeps in after speaking your truth. What to do when guilt creeps in after speaking your truth. Can you feel that one? We've all done things like that. So there's some signs for this. And the signs are you feel like a bad person for honoring your needs. I feel like I'm a bad person for honoring my needs. I'm going to go to hell. That's all the favourite ones that I've been getting lately. I'm going to go to hell. Well, you're actually in hell if you're going to be screwing your mind over anyway. Just throw that one out there. But the other thing is you obsess over whether you hurt someone. I've hurt them. And when you're on that journey, that's a tough journey to be on. That's a tough journey to be on. And it just escalates when you're actually on that journey. So you almost backpedal and undo your boundary. Is that what happens when guilt creeps in after speaking your truth? Because that's an ouchy place. So an example is you set a limit with your grown children. I'm going to say grown children. and afterwards you feel awful. I feel awful. I feel awful. But when you unpack it, like with somebody like me, we realize it's actually not guilt. It was a discomfort. It's not guilt, but it's a discomfort from no longer self-abandoning yourself. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Yeah. So the resolution to this here is write out, what am I guilty of? What am I guilty of? And then you're going to ask yourself, is this a truth or is this a habit? Am I guilty of this? Is this a truth or is this a habit? And if it's a truth, to resolve that guilt, you're just going to write just 20, and I'm going to say just 20 benefits to the other person of receiving your conversation the way it was delivered. 20 value links to the other person of receiving your conversation the way it was delivered. Because it is always the way it's delivered too. That's the other thing. You're going to remind yourself that guilt fades and self-respect builds. So guilt actually fades and disperses and goes away, but self-respect actually builds, and that's where you're going to keep tapping into. So you're going to tell your nervous system, or you're going to tell yourself, or whatever you want to tell you, whatever you want to call it, that I'm telling me, is that I'm safe even when I choose me. I'm safe even when I choose me. And I'm going to add another little bit to that. Hand on heart. Hand on heart, hand on heart. So in there, as you take it, I'm safe even when I choose me. And when you start doing these things, the world just opens up to a different level for you. So let's keep doing this what it is. Now, I'm going to add a few others in here because, stop shrinking to keep the peace. I'm going to say glitter bomb. Glitter bomb. You're going to do what lights you up. And whether that's put your feet on the grass, whether it's having a nice drink, whether it's putting a different lippy on, or listening to a podcast, or going back to my your favorite Facebook Live video, go outside, stay inside, whatever. You're going to do whatever lights you up, because when you're focused on doing what lights you up, this chaos that is happening all around you just stays all around you, and it doesn't affect you, because the busier you are in your own inspiration and your own thoughts, allows that other stuff to drop away. It allows the other stuff to drop away. You're also not going to take anything personally, because you're human and you don't know what the others are dealing with. And you're better just to go, you know what, this is their stuff, not my monkey, not my circus. Stay in your own lane. Don't take anything personally, because when they're firing at you or when people are doing things to you, it's often not yours to hold on to. And I've got 2 more tips for you. So hang in here, hang in here. The other one is you're not alone. Yeah. This is me, this is me, this is me, this is me, this is me. You're not alone. I'm here for you. I've been 19 years in this business, and yes, I still fall over and I still do this and I pick myself up, but you're not alone on this journey. I can help you through anything that is going on around you, at you, within you. Just please reach out. The only thing is, these videos are great and they're giving you fantastic tips, but jump on a call with me. Imagine what 20 minutes is going to do to your whole world. Jump on a call and let's clear this stuff. And I'll drop that link in the chat in a moment. But there's one last thing I'm going to ask you before we sign off on Stop Shrinking to Keep the Peace, is I want to know, are you playing your life to the fullest? Are you playing your life to the fullest? Are you playing your life to the fullest? If that's a no, then reach out. If it's a yes, that's fantastic. So after listening today, I would love you to know, what's your highest priority action step that you're going to take today? What's your highest priority action step you're going to take today to achieve your inspiration? Now, I didn't say goal, I said to achieve your inspiration. So that's me, Debz Cooper, Global Stressologist, signing off on Stop Shrinking to Keep the Peace. I cannot see if anyone has asked any questions. Oh, yay. Maruchido, Sunshine Coast, Danny, Livia, oh, yeah, Deb. So, and Sandra, I've got no questions, so thank you very much. If you've got any, drop them in, private message me, and I'll drop that thing in the chat. Other than that, I'm coming live from Sydney. Dr. DeMartini is here this weekend. He's just landed and got to the hotel, and we're here for the Breakthrough Experience. If you'd like to know some information, I'm going to be in Sydney, Brisbane and Perth for the next 3 weekends, and I'm going to be with Dr. DeMartini traveling around. So if you would like to join any of the programs that he's got, I'll also drop them in the chat. Other than that, I will see you next Friday on the live. But hey, I'm here. I've got some breakfasts coming up. Let me know what's going on. Thanks very much. Have an inspiring day, and I will see you next time. Thanks, people. Bye.